Today is a beautiful day, the sun is shining, and that means serum tutorial time with regards to converting images to wavetables. You can just drag an image, a PNG type image, into the oscillator here and it converts it to a wavetable. But there's a trick to doing this well to make the transition through the wavetable smooth. I shall tell you this thing in 10 seconds. The trick to this is vertical blur. Vertical blur, something like this, for reasons I shall explain now. In fact, let me give you a before and after. So before the vertical blur, notice how it's a bit jaggedy almost, moving through the wavetable. And after the vertical blur, it's much smoother as you move through the wavetable. To explain why, we need to understand what's happening here when we convert an image to a wavetable. As you can see here, the image gets converted into 2000-ish wide, and importantly, 256 high. That's your clue. Remember, there are 256 cycles in a wavetable. Imagine I'm the image. Each horizontal line of me is a cycle. So we go cycle, 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 cycle 256 times. And therefore, as we move vertically through the image, we move through the wavetable. That's the thing to remember. As we move vertically through the image, we move through the wavetable. Each cycle coming from a horizontal line. Cycle, cycle, cycle. Remember this. In fact, imagine you're a robot. Do this for yourself to memorize things here. All together now. Cycle, cycle, cycle. I'll slow down. Cycle, 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 cycle. If we all do this together, we'll remember as a community that each horizontal line in the image is a cycle. So we can just sort of do this dance all day long, and we'll remember. And therefore, when you come to manipulate the images, you don't have to look it up. You can just remember, what's that dance? Oh yeah, so cycle, 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 cycle. Therefore, moving vertically through the image is moving through the wavetable. Excellent. Therefore, it makes perfect sense if you vertically blur, you smooth the transition between cycles, with different blur amounts giving different amounts of smoothing. Here are some examples. Interesting stuff, I would say, and has this sparked your imagination? Are you now thinking, well, what about horizontal blur? We've done vertical blur, what would horizontal blur mean? So horizontal blur, something like this, that's blurring within a cycle. And what would that mean? In fact, I'll show you in 20 seconds. Have a think. What would horizontal blur do? Think about it. I'll show, it's easier to show than to use words. Effectively smoothing out individual cycles. They're sort of smoothing out the top end, you might consider it too, making the jaggediness of the cycle less jaggedy. Here's before and after. Marvelous knowledge and a dance, two things in one video. I mean, I bet you when you clicked this video, you weren't expecting to learn a new dance, a useful dance that helps you remember things, but you did. The cycle dance. Cycle, 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 cycle. Cycle, 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 cycle. It's like I'm a ninja, a karate ninja. Cycle, cycle, ninja. It's like karate. Helps you remember.